So we saw the HTTP methods like put, post, get and delete. Now while passing arguments to these methods, let's say we work with the get method again. For that we need private HTTP client of type HTTP client, and now I say this dot HTTP client dot, and also I need the service. Actually I'm in component and I need a service. I don't need the client, HTTP client. Instead I'll be using this. I have post service or task. Let me have private posts service of type post service. Now I'll call the post service dot get users, get user, I say users, and I'll subscribe to what I receive and I'll see what I've received. I'll say users and I'll console log the users and I'll just see what is that I've received. And if I open the console, we got an array of the users. And so this is fine, but let us open the post service, and I'm using get users and this is what I'm using. Now we'll see what else, what other arguments does these HTTP client methods receive. If I say comma and URL is what I've done, and string options, headers is also an option. Now we'll see what headers we can pass, but first of all let's see what are the headers that are being passed for a request that happens. This is request URL and you see the request method is get, and let us see the headers. If at all request headers, accept encoding, accept language connection, all these are the request headers. Now I'll create my own header and we'll see that header in the network tab, and for that what I need to do is I need to use create an object of HTTP headers, and you need to import it from common HTTP, and it takes an object as its argument, and the object, in this object we pass key value pairs like authorization and a key for it, but I say something like XYZ or Kiran key, something like this. Syntax error, actually this should be inside an object and you say headers colon new HTTP headers, and this particular thing I'll cut it and I'll pass it as an object. This is how we pass, and here I think it should be a space. Now if I save it and let's see the headers, and also I'm using JS only, let us select all and let's see for users, and this is the JSON placeholder type code. Users is what I'm using in my as my URL. Now let's see. So these are the response headers we got. So this all information we got from the server, and request headers, in request headers I don't see mine. Let's see this one, and here you see Kiran key, auth is Kiran key. So you can pass certain headers, authorization, and any custom header you can pass, or content type, anything. You need to use the HTTP headers, and you pass key value pairs as your header and value for it. After headers, let's see what other option we have. Headers are done, and then the next one we see is observe. So I'll be using observe, and I say observe, and this takes value like response, and I need to change the return type HTTP response. Here it is response is what I send, and this will be subscribed. So there, here again I need to say, I think, okay, let us see. So we have a complete response. You see, the body holds all the records. Earlier this is the only part that we were getting, but now I see headers, complete list of headers, URL, the type, and the status, whether it's success or failure, and then we have, so these are the things that you can obtain. It's a complete response, and if you want to simply log the body, you can say dot body, and if you save it, you log only the body. And if I say headers, I'll log only the HTTP headers. Now the other options we can pass to observe is body. Let's see what this has to give. So it's the body again that we can get. After body we have another option, events, and let's see what events gives us. Event type is 0. Events is of type HTTP event type. Let us see this particular thing, HTTP event type. It has certain events, the type actually, sent, response, user, upload progress. So these are some types, and they have some values, like we are getting 0. Let us see, I think it's 0 is what type 0 is what we are getting. So likewise we have certain values for every I think was, let us check for the values. Type 0, if you can see, Angular website, so this is a documentation wherein you can see it's an enum, and these are the values we'll be getting. If you use the same class HTTP event type dot, you see download progress, response, response header, sent, upload progress, user, these are the same values you see over here, and you can see the values also, like see download progress is 3 and response is 4, header is 2, and we are seeing 0 which is sent, which means that this particular request has been sent and we received this the same as the response. After observe, then we'll see what other option we can pass. We see headers, observe, and then params. Next we'll see params. Params also similar to HTTP headers. You say params of type new HTTP params, and you say set, and you passed the parameters. Like parameters in the sense, if you are performing pagination, you pass certain values, page number and the number of records to be retrieved. For that purpose we use this, and I say page comma, here I can pass 10. Now if I save this, let's see, in the network tab, if you come to users, you see page equal to 10. You see the URL has been changed now. Earlier it was still users, now I have question mark page equal to 10. Likewise I can append more. For that I need to use this append method, in which if I say record comma 100, something like this. Now see the URL, how this URL will get appended with this new information. If I click on users, you see record equal to 100, page equal to 10 and record equal to 100. So this way you can append, you can set the initial value and later on you can append as many parameters as possible in the URL, and this all will be sent to the web service.